Welcome to the second instalment of the Bet You Didn't Know That videos by Shadowfax, where we'll be taking a look at a range of services including Microsoft Windows on the desktop, the Office Suite and Office 365, just to name a few features. Today I'll just take a few moments of your time to look at some of the features within Outlook provided by Office 365 and the Hosted Exchange product. They're all features that you may well have seen before in different guises or may well already be using within Outlook, but hopefully you'll learn something new. So first of all, I'm using the Office 2016 suite, although that said, it will look very similar if you're using Office 2007, 2010 or 2013. Most of these features are in the same place, but if you've got any specific questions, don't hesitate to contact us. So opening up Outlook, we'll be taking a quick look at the Out of Office Assistant, but if you click on File on the top left, and then you'll see the automatic replies button in the middle. This takes us to the control panel where we can set our out of office messages. You can obviously switch it off with the first radio button, but the second allows you to activate your replies. So now the replies are active, and they'll be switched on until we turn them off. But this box below with the date and time range allows us to define a set period of which we would like our messages to run if we're going on holiday, and you know exactly when you're going to be back and when you would like to switch your messages off. If not, you can just leave that disengaged and your messages will be on for as long as you need them to be. You can also define separate messages for both inside and outside of your organisation. It will do that based on your email address. So if you just want a brief message for your internal colleagues, there's no need to put all the detailed information that you'd probably want to have listed for external contacts. So I'll just switch that off. Coming back to the main screen now, I'm going to take a quick look at shared calendars. Shared calendars are a great feature for looking at your colleagues' availability when they might be working away from the office, have meetings, etc. Very useful for joining up and making appointments. Outlook will display them in a different coloured format, and every calendar that you've got access to is available to you down the left-hand side just by ticking on the boxes. You can clear up the view by taking those calendars out, so it just focuses on your own. We've also got other calendars for locations such as meeting rooms, which are also very useful for when wanting to control the availability of your meeting rooms within the office if you've got several people that are possibly likely to use that facility. Here you can see ours is pretty empty this week, but if I was to book a new appointment, so I'll just go and create a test one now. Put all the usual information as you normally would, and as the location we can leave that blank for now because we can invite the meeting room as an attendee and it automatically schedules the calendar appointment for us. So you see there I just popped in meeting room, recognise the address, we want to do it today from 4:30, just calling it test, we don't need any notes. Hit send, sends that off as a meeting request. If you're inviting other parties as well, of course you can put them in there. That meeting request will then hit the calendar, check if there are any other appointments booked in the meeting room at that time, and fire back a response. You can see there it's just updated itself with the appointment that I've just made, and it will have sent me an email back accepting it, just to say that there are no other appointments. That's fine for us to have the meeting room at that time. That'll instantaneously be updated, of course, for everybody else within the business, so they can see that I've just made that appointment. If the meeting room was already booked, then it would reject it, much the same as you invite any other attendee that happens to be busy at that moment in time. Following on from this, we also have shared mailboxes. Shared mailboxes are a great way for teams to collaborate on the same emails, ideal for call centre environments, or if you've got a sales team, people will be responding to the same emails. They'll be relevant to several members of staff. So it's great for staff to be able to have access to a separate inbox here within the folder tree below their own inbox that's a live shared environment with everybody else that has access to that mailbox. So if a new email popped in, I've just read that email there, I may well respond to it. All of my colleagues that have access to that mailbox will see an update at exactly the same time that can see that I've responded to it. and they could pop into the sent items and have visibility of the message that I've just sent. So it's great if you're actioning things amongst the team, process the action and then file that email away. Instantaneously that updates itself on everyone's machines so they know that action's been completed. Much more efficient than using the traditional distribution group model that fires the email to several users and no one has a clue then who's actually read and responded to that message, as it's all sat individually within the user's own inbox. And the final feature we're going to take a look at today is very useful for teams, or if you have perhaps a director that has a PA that may well need access to their mailbox if they're busy and out on the road, and you'd like a colleague to action emails and manage your mailbox on your behalf. There are two separate features. There is the Send As feature, where a user has the ability to oversee perhaps their manager or their director's mailbox, file emails for them, respond to incoming emails as though they are the individual themselves. So the person that's receiving the email won't be any the wiser who's actually sent it. There is also the other method of send on behalf as, which is I've set up a little test here, our test email address. So I'm going to send an email on behalf of the test box. Unlike the send as permission, where I'm disguising myself as the person's mailbox and I'm controlling, the send on behalf allows the recipient to be aware that another colleague is responding to that email on behalf of the person they originally emailed. So I'll just send an email through to myself here, just stick a test. The email will then come through into my inbox, and initially in the from it will look as though it's come from the person I was expecting to receive a reply from, but until I actually open the email up, you can see it's just popped in. Now you can see my name on behalf of test. So if you wished for your PA to send emails on your behalf, so it's quite clear that it's come from them and not from yourself, you can do send on behalf as. All those permissions are controlled within the 365 control panel online, and we can adjust those for you and have a little test and play around if it's something you'd like to take a look at. Thanks again for your time for this brief video today. If you've got any questions or feedback, please get in touch. You can drop us an email, info@sfax.co.uk, or just visit our new website, which has now gone live, sfax.co.uk, where the rest of our contact details are listed. Thanks for your time.